Welcome back to our commentary of Prison Break Run Part 2. Okay, it's Uncharted 4, but come on, we're in a prison. I was bound to make that joke. So yeah, fighting.
Yes.
And we're once again controlling, well,
Nathan Drake.
slightly...
So yeah, much like the much like the British pub fight in Uncharted 3, the main purpose of this is to teach you the fighting controls.
How nice of them to give us subtitles for Spanish.
Yeah, see, you see, Neil, this is how you do it. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system.
I thought you were gonna say David Cage for a second.
Well, actually, yeah, that works as well. David, learn.
Well, the weird thing is
Watch
that
and learn, please.
What do you mean by Neil? Neil Druckmann?
Neil Blomkamp.
So basically...
Because remember, the writer of this is a guy named Neil too.
Well, actually, like you said, it's a game, so yeah, let's go with what Shiroi said. David, watch and learn. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Uncharted is way too violent, therefore it's not emotional.
Oh my god, that guy looks like Cristiano Ronaldo.
So
you think every Latino person looks like Cristiano Ronaldo?
So,
no, I don't. No, I don't. I always watch out for the right hairdo.
Wow, I'm fulfilling every Englishman's fantasy, beating the shit out of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys still mad at him?
So what
for,
the heck is Ronaldo?
He's a remember Jova, Dwibs is a Chelsea fan, so obviously.
And England. Wait, didn't Portugal beat Wales too? So I'm also feeling every Welsh fan's fantasy.
No, but that's the thing, Dwibs. Wales doesn't wear a grudge because Cristiano Ronaldo and Bale are actually big friends, so they don't worry. That's not a thing at all. Anyway.
So yeah, the Drakes are in prison.
Yeah. Well, considering the style of life they live, is this really surprising at all?
Not really, no.
Huh? Where's the toilet? You're looking at it. Gracias.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Nate. In a few years, you'll have a bucket. Sure, you'll have 7 other people that you have to share it with, but hey, it's an improvement.
Yeah. And you'll have a British or Australian, whatever continent that guy's from, twat to take your anger out on. Too bright.
5 more minutes.
Mm.
Alright, easy.
You're coming to be executed.
So now we have to follow him. Yeah, I like this particular thing. You see, David, this is how you do it. Remember how in Beyond... Oh, go ahead, Dibs.
Chapter 2, Infernal Place.
Remember how in Beyond Two Souls, whenever we try in the Somalia mission, if we try to go back, Jody will just awkwardly move backwards in such a clear, oh, you're not supposed to go anyway. Here in this section, if you try to go backwards, instead one of the prison guards force you to go where they want you to go. See, David Cage, this is how you... Anyway, that's it. Go ahead.
So yeah, most of this chapter is just walking with this guy to the destination. Although you do get to see bits of the prison life.
Oh, goody.
Panama. Wait, is that in Cuba?
I think so, yeah.
Panama. Good old Teddy Roosevelt made his stake here with the Panama Canal.
He said
Panama's a country, actually.
For the sake of translation,
I'm talking about the Panama Canal, Dwibs.
For the sake of non-speaking people, he said, "Stop it, assholes."
Mm-hmm.
Right. I know what cabron means. I've watched Scarface enough times to know that.
Well,
anyway,
yeah, but it's just for the sake of the audience.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, Dwibs, it's actually in Central America.
Oh, there you go. I warned you, but you didn't listen.
Mm-hmm. Before you ask, Dwibs, no, this isn't in Cuba. It's more so in basically the land connecting North America to South America. It's part of North America.
Panama's a country.
But yeah, like I said, Teddy Roosevelt made a famous claim here with the Panama Canal.
Hey, I was only aiming the camera at the thing to get get across the gravity of the situation, security guard. Don't.
There will be no cameras changing in my prison.
But, fine.
But yeah, it's a good thing you bring that up, Dwibs. I actually really like the fact that even just changing the camera has the guards going, "Get going, you dipshit!" Like it's a really clever way of putting the player back where he's supposed to go without being awkward. Like how this whole thing is
All right.
executed.
Through where? Here? Oh.
Take these cuffs off or what?
I want in.
In?
Whatever you hope to find up there, I want in.
Oh boy.
Come on, Marcus. The deal was just to get us in and out of here. That's it.
Just? I'm sticking my neck out for you gringos.
Yeah, and Rafe is paying you a lot of money for your trouble.
See? But not nearly enough.
You were told not to open that.
Yes. I was also told not to take bribes, not to bring anyone here, and not to beat on my inmates. But here we are.
Just be careful with that. It's 300 years old.
Like he cares.
He might.
I was a member of Captain Henry Avery's crew. You know who that is?
He was a pirate.
The pirate who pulled off the biggest heist in history and got away with it. I looked him up.
That's great.
Over
Can we-
$400 million worth of gold and jewels, all from one single ship. The Gunsway.
I'm familiar with the story. Can you get to the point?
I occupied the highest cell in the Spaniards' prison. Here. I hope someday you will find your way into this infernal place, bear my cross, and discover the riches of paradise.
Okay, guys, place your bets.
What do you want?
Yes or no? Do you think the riches of paradise are really all that is cracked up to be?
Oh, they probably are, but there's probably also the ever-loving monkey's paw of basically the thing that balances out. I mean, let's be honest, every single
Come on,
Uncharted...
when it comes to fiction, when people say, quote, riches, they never actually mean riches.
Or in some cases, it's basically a scale system where, yeah, there's riches, but there's gotta be an equally weighted punishment for those trying to steal it. Case in point, Treasure Planet.
Por favor.
For favor.
Climb. Oh, unless,
Yeah.
of course, you want to do it since you want in and all.
Well, what do you know? He is not as dumb as he looks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you bring what I asked?
Yeah, it is just over there, under the work table, by the crates.
You'll find a bunch of Wampa fruit in there.
So, now we got our climbing tutorial.
No,
Yeah.
you'll just find poorly textured lemons.
No, that's later, sure.
That's the next part, I think.
Oh, right.
Is it?
Or part 4.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's around part 4 probably.
Well, well, well. We've got ourselves a
this-
well here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
Now we're in business.
got our rope back.
Hell yeah.
Dun, da, da, da,
Like one of the most fun things about playing Uncharted 4 multiplayer is, of course, surprising someone by literally coming in with a rope swing
Don't you see,
out of
guys?
nowhere.
Don't you see, guys? Nathan Drake has finally gone through his full, deserved evolution. He is now finally Indiana
And I
Jones.
found a treasure. Basically, you can collect treasures throughout the course of the game, and they'll unlock stuff in the main menu. I don't know what. I don't know what exactly, since I've never beaten the game.
Various unlockables like extra weapons, some skins. Like for example, you can play the game in black and white. You can play the game in 8-bit graphics.
wow.
Not obviously not. It's not like the making it like looking at an S game. What I'm saying is like everything looks pixelated. Basically,
That's
but basically there is little customization thingies that you can do.
There's the prison cell. How do I get up there?
Simple, use the grappling hook.
All right, Dwibs, why don't you explain us how the grappling hook works?
You throw it onto something where the L1 button indicates,
Well,
mainly those ledges there. Then you swing.
okay. So the obvious. Okay. For the sake
Although
of
it's best to although if you're trying to get to the other side, you wait until Nathan is reaching for something, because if you go too that's your cue to jump. If you jump too early or too late, you'll die.
Yeah. If you've ever played any video game where you have to swing on ropes, it's pretty much the same, the kind of thing you'd expect.
Okay. And slide. Made
we are.
it. Oh. Oh. Oops.
Wow, that was Uncharted 4.
So who
Was a-
were we really playing as in the first 3 games?
You're playing as Nate's twin brother.
You have just caused a time paradox to Dwibs. Dun 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 dun.
Series over.
Sam here's about this. Onward and upward.
Well, at least he takes the high road.
Nah, I'm not gonna sing that song. Not even in Scotland
The
yet.
low road will lead to drowning.
Hey, at least it ain't the road to nowhere from Crash Bandicoot.
Well, if we're referencing that soap, take the high road, the low road means cancellation.
Gotta find the highest side.
Funny enough, that soap ended the same year as Brookside.
I'm sensing a pattern.
These Burns had a nice view before he was executed.
Must have been bad for the people of Scotland and Liverpool, isn't it?
It is a nice view.
Yeah, I mean, look at the sea. Nate had a little swim in it earlier.
Yep.
Definitely getting a sense of deja vu from his tower climbing in Uncharted 1 here.
I thought you were going to say Uncharted 2, because that's my tower climbing.
Well, you know what I mean, Miko. The structure, the fact that they're overlooking a sea as well.
True. Yeah. Well, and I don't know if Jova saw the whole game, but later on there will actually be a chapter. I'm not gonna say what or when, but there's a chapter that, granted, there's no official confirmation, but I kind of take that specific chapter as a kind of a little homage to Uncharted 1 for the sake of the fans who have been here since the beginning.
Okay, and there's another use for the grappling hook. Oh, there's a nice folding knife.
You can use it as, of course, let me guess, you can attach the folding knife, of course, to the rope.
No, the
No,
treasures
no,
cannot
no,
be
no.
used in the game itself. They're just for the sake of unlocking stuff.
You can do that. Pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, it really is a good question why he never did think to use this.
Oh yeah.
Meantime, I hanged the first of Captain Avery's crew this afternoon in view of their cohorts. A gratuitous act, perhaps, but one that stokes the fear in their hearts for what follows. A visit to the remaining men in the tower. The sorry pirates threw themselves at my feet begging for mercy. One day I hope to hear such pleas from their elusive captain. As I hanged the rest of the pirates this morning, one soul was bold enough to offer a bribe as the hood was placed around his head. More big promises of vast treasure. I asked him where the sword could be found, and just as he was about to answer, I killed him.
So yeah, just like in Last of Us, Neil and Bruce decided to have some extra little narrative objects for the sake of adding a little extra detail to everything involving Henry Avery, because the game gives a basic summation of what happened to Henry Avery, the pirate. But if you want some little extra detail on what exactly his kind of relationship he had with his inmates, be sure to look out for the narrative objects. You see, Remedy, this is how you do it.
I knew it! I knew that was gonna come up.
Well, it's topical and appropriate.
Yeah,
But hey, at least Lance Reddick went on to be in a Sony exclusive the year after.
Well, actually, he was.
Well, Lance Reddick has been.
Well,
in
I
a
haven't
lot of
seen.
good
I haven't
stuff
seen the
anyway.
second one yet. But he was in John Wick. He's in the
Yeah, he was
second
in John
John
Wick
Wick as well.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, puzzle time. And since you know what I'm like on puzzles,
Wow, let's see how you actually do.
I suggest we all have a cup of tea while we wait.
Okay, Dwibs, you should know this. Sun and Moon is practically your life's blood as a Pokemon fan.
Okay, Team Skull.
Yes. Pirates, of course.
Team Skull, Pirates. Then we have the Aether Foundation.
Yes, of course, the good guys, represented by the Light, of course. Team Skull of the Dark.
Do you guys have any ideas?
Well, I do, because I've completed the game before, but...
Shiri, what do you think this means?
I'm not a puzzle person.
Well, me neither, but
Well, I won't say the answer, but I'll explain how the puzzle works. Basically, you have to gather from the clues which specific order and which specific buttons you're supposed to press. If you go ahead, Joe.
I will say that unlike Layton, Uncharted's puzzles aren't always easiest to solve unless you're directly playing it. See, Layton usually presents its puzzles, as a form of text, and then of course you can try and work out by watching the puzzle in action. Here, it definitely works better if you're actually playing the game because, you have to use stuff like camera angle, pay attention to little details like that. It's definitely a lot better if you're actually playing the game itself to try and solve the puzzle in an Uncharted game, I think.
What's with the zodiac sign?
the zodiac signs mean the number presents, and you see those little chalks on them rocks.
Yeah.
You have to try and find the sum.
I think my personal favorite puzzle of this game is one that I'm sure Dwibs. I'm pretty sure Dwibs already went for that when he first played this game. A specific one. Oh, that was very good, Dwibs.
There we go.
You gonna flip it? Anybody here know Latin?
A bit.
Don't worry, the game will tell us later.
I hate everything.
I actually haven't gotten around to checking out that guy's channel. I'm aware of it, but I haven't actually checked it out yet.
He's from what I've seen, he can be pretty funny. Although I will say I kind of do prefer his later videos because, don't get me wrong, I get that the whole angry face was his logo thing, but man, that thing could creep me out at times. So much that even Cat Icarus pointed it out when they did a crossover.
Like Laughing Orange creepy?
Let's just say when it's a first-person view of that angry face, I can see why he kind of may have changed it for later videos.
Got a bit of a slope down here.
I actually watched his videos when he first started, and I've seen some of his more recent ones. They have changed quite a bit.
I love his video where he does a review of 6 video Brinkado movies back to back. The poor guy. Video Game Prado is basically.
He does a lot of movie reviews these days.
So he's like So he's one of those rare YouTubers that instead of starting great and going downhill, is the opposite. He started not that good, but he got better over time.
Oh, he started good. I'm just creeped out by his head thing.
He had a decent start, but he got better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar thing with me. I like John Tron's early videos, but I think his most modern ones are quite superior because I think sense of humor has really matured over the years.
Just ignore what he says on Twitter.
Yeah, and his political views.
Honestly, I'll just get this out of the way. Having unorthodox political views doesn't make you a bad person.
It wasn't having unorthodox political reviews.
Have you?
Well, granted, I'm not. Granted, I haven't actually gotten around to seeing all of the details.
Let me just sum it up. Trump, women, rights.
Oh, that.
Let's just say he kind of made a big deal about.
Can I just say, in his defense, what he actually said was in no way sexist whatsoever. It was just incredibly stupid.
Yeah, basically, apparently he made a big deal about the women protesting against Trump. And
he basically missed the point of the march. And again, he didn't actually say anything sexist at all.
Yeah.
So, people need to calm down a bit but he also needs to actually think about what he's talking about before he opens his mouth.
Did not help that this
Hold
was
on,
in the
cutscene.
middle of that whole thing, but
Okay.
yeah.
What'd you find?
I found. Wait a minute.
What?
What?
There's a clue hidden up there somewhere. I couldn't find it.
Are you sure? Were you
Why are you lying?
Letter.
Because he wants to keep the treasure for himself, Dwibs. Isn't that obvious?
But look what happened to all the other people that want to keep stuff for themselves.
This place?
Well, this was back when he
Well,
was younger and not
yeah.
quite, shall we say,
Remember
mature.
this was before Elena kind of brought him to his senses.
Meanwhile, I'll talk to Sam. He's our Avery expert. Maybe-
Avery. You know, when you say that, it kind of sounds like you talk about the Avery of birds.
Or Tex Avery.
Or aviation. No, that doesn't work.
When you're done talking to him, come and find me.
You got it.
Gringo, if I catch you fighting one more time, 1 week in the hole for you.
Are you supposed to be saying that in Spanish, Vargas?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I
Is
wonder
that
if
Nolan
that...
North bragging about his acting chops?
That was what I was to say.
Well, the guys at Naughty Dog say that they always allow the actors to improvise, so it could be.
So yep, now we get Troy Baker's skill at dice.
Oh boy.
Well, for a bit.
Just another day at the office.
Hey, whoa. You're not gonna keep me in suspense, are you?
You were right.
No, we were right. We just gotta find Rafe. Don't start, please.
Oh, come on. Like you said, we did this. You and me. Now this rich asshole comes in.
You
on the
can't
town.
go wrong with a name like Rafe, I'm sure.
We had
Sorry, Josh.
No, we didn't. Okay?
I'm gonna say Rafe.
So like it or not, no Rafe.
No,
Wait,
Rafe
the
is...
character that kind of has the same similar name, and they both came out the same year.
Oh yeah, this did come out in
And there's
2016.
speaking of Rafe, here he is.
the letter.
You know, when I first saw Rafe, when I first saw Rafe, you know, this guy, I thought it was just like, oh, is he Rafe's lackey or someone? That can't be Rafe.
Finds out about this. I'll work it out.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Actually,
really? Rafe's this little scrawny shit.
Honestly, considering the previous villains have always been very, you know, clearly evil looking, I actually find it refreshing that he looks like a normal guy.
Yeah, it's a nice, what's the term I'm looking for? It's a nice, not deconstruction, a subjection of it.
A subversion.
Yeah,
I think that's what you
subversion.
mean. I mean, Marlowe looked clearly evil. The Uncharted 2's villain looked clearly evil. Uncharted 1's
Okay.
villain looked clearly evil. So this one is kind
So
of breaking the tradition a bit.
So we found the cross, but what is it a cross of, though?
Hold on, they're gonna explain.
Silver inlay. It's well made. It's hollow. Why would one of Avery's men go through the trouble of hiding a cheap crucifix?
It's not a crucifix.
Duh.
Technically, a crucifix is a representation of Jesus. It's not Jesus.
Hmm? You're right. There's no crown of thorns. He's tied to the cross. Well, if it's not Jesus, then
Read the inscription.
Digna factus recipimus. We receive
the due rewards of our deeds.
Look at you.
That's the benefit of growing up in a Catholic orphanage.
Basically, if they're
True.
going where I think they're going, that's actually representing one of the two thieves who was actually crucified alongside Jesus.
They're gonna explain that. They're gonna explain that.
Okay, during the crucifixion, Jesus is placed
Oh,
between two
there you go.
thieves, okay?
There you go.
One of them mocked Jesus. The other one, this guy, was penitent. He accepted his punishment with grace.
And Jesus brought him.
Went out like a champ, that one.
Penitent thief.
Yeah.
What? You figured it out.
There is a cathedral of St. Dismas in Scotland.
Oh boy, we're going to
Going to the
Scotland.
Highlands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, goody.
Hey, Shiro, you have to ask Alice for directions so we can get there easier.
It's fine, Warriors. Get the hell out of the shithole.
Mind you, does Alice still have her Scottish accent, or...
Let me guess.
Actually, she's the least Scottish sounding of her family.
Oh, so let me guess, like you, she kind of lost it to the English accent.
Yes. Yes.
The English accent consumes everything, it seems.
Especially
I
in
was
media.
gonna say, in Drippy's other hand, you should put an English flag just behind his back, like a little English.
Alright, and now
Yes,
time for a
advice.
good old-fashioned brawl.
A knife punches nothing.
Alright, so here's a cool thing about this particular section. You can do all your fights single-handedly if you want. However, if you
You can team up.
Yeah, keep a good eye on Wraith and Sam. If you attack while they're attacking others, you'll team up and you'll be able to take them down much easier.
Yep, like that.
Useful NPC party members.
Well, it is a Naughty Dog game.
Oh yeah, Naughty
Well,
Dog
even
is
more
always great
more-
with that.
Well, even more useful than usual, because that's practically like a reaction command team up.
Let's not forget,
Well, then doing nothing isn't difficult.
to give you an idea, Shiro, in Last of Us, there's one point where Ellie serves as our sniper cover.
I believe you mentioned that.
Which, you know, I was hoping that we could throw one of them into those blue things, rather than just just be backed up against them. That would have been funny. We could trap them in there.
What I love about this fighting system
Oh, we
is
can
that
whack 'em on the head.
even though it manages to achieve a perfect balance of cinematic flair, while at the same time you never feel like control is taken from you. Somebody else needs me to remind you of the rules? Come forward. This is my role in the group, Spanish translator.
Oh no.
Yep. He found it.
Bringing in contraband. Who do you think you
Shut
are?
up. Take them to their cell. Bring them to my office.
Well,
So, yeah. So
It's not necessary. Don't get me wrong. It's not necessary for you guys to understand the Spanish stuff, but I do think it's
nice to know.
yeah, it's nice to know.
Yeah.
Leave us.
So I get to record the game that has the most foreign language stuff.
Well, thankfully it's
well,
subtitled,
that's-
so Pedro has a much easier time translating.
Yeah, Pedro
for
can
us.
tell what it says.
You almost got killed, you know?
You still might.
Yeah, you kind of tricked me about that.
Seriously?
Oh, I didn't find anything. Well,
What can I say? I was raised Catholic. I always carry.
all right. Think I'm an
It helps that I'm not Catholic.
Negotiate. Fine, stop acting like a third world thug. Put the gun away.
Funnily enough, my family's consider themselves Catholic. We just don't go to church.
We're
Ah.
going to give you
There's nothing wrong with that.
10%.
Yeah. We're a bit busy.
Yeah.
We're doing most of the work, 20, and you'd never find it without us.
25 equals
Makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
5. Does that sound fair, guys?
So how long is it going to take for Rafe to try and murder the warden?
With that. Sure.
See.
400 million divides nicely by 4.
Yeah, 100 million each.
We have a deal.
Yes, we have a deal. And if you ever cross me again,
Oh, what do you know? I
Holy
called
crap.
it. Okay, you're the main bad guy.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? You want to find out?
A rich guy who can really get his hands dirty when he wants to, I see.
We're going to learn later on why he's a rich boy that taking all these risks later. He does actually have a reason.
But now I gotta escape.
Ah yes, I love what Naughty Dog does. These kind of running sequences. Well directed.
Run.
They're some of my least favorite parts of any video game, actually.
Because it's very tense, I'm guessing. Because you don't like the pressure, I'm guessing.
No, I don't.
All right, I can understand that.
So, didn't you handle those sign in Crash Bandicoot?
Sorry?
Didn't you handle
Yeah,
running
Crash Bandicoot-
sequences fine in Crash Bandicoot?
They don't have many of those, though.
Well, you know, the running away scenes.
Well, Uncharted doesn't have maps either. I mean, they probably have like what 2 per game max.
I guess to be... Yeah, good point.
Oh no, I'm getting shot at.
Well, one of the big differences is that it's one thing chasing you, and all you really need to do is jump.
And of course, hold the down button.
Well, yes, there's that, but in this case, you have to deal with quite a lot.
And I guess to be fair, it's not quite as clear sometimes where you need to go as it is in Crash, since, well, you know.
And
sometimes
also,
they're
I
open
can't
areas.
see how close they are behind me.
Oh, hello, Last of Us. It's nice to see you again with that move.
Well, it's by the same directors, so.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well, actually, even before Last of Us, they were already. Uncharted 3 also had boost me up stuff. But yeah, that
but let's be
particular.
quite honest, Nico, I mean, the way that they did it that
ow.
way was really a staple in Last
Yeah.
of Us.
Oh crap!
Seriously?
Get used to it, Nate.
What? But don't worry, we got Super Baker to help us.
Thank goodness he didn't abandon us.
Oh no. If there's one thing Sam is not is Sam loves Nate. Trust me, he does.
He's not a coward.
That too, but trust me, these two have a fantastic brother relationship.
He's gonna leave without us, isn't he? Not if
So,
Come on! After you!
oh,
And Nate does a
thanks.
cartwheel into the vent.
It looked like a somersault.
Because he's
Well, Jova, speaking as an older brother myself, it's kind of in your instinct to protect the younger brother.
Oh, I thought you were the younger brother.
No, I'm the older one. I'm 30. My brother is 25.
I'm the oldest.
That's why I can. That's why Koma. That's one of the main reasons why Koma-san is my favorite yokai, because I can relate to him.
I'm the second oldest.
I'm the oldest, although when it comes to me, my little sister, and my cousin, I'm the middle kid who has to separate my older cousin and younger sister from tearing at each other's throats.
Mm.
They get into a lot of rivalries to the point where you'd think they were siblings.
Yeah, don't drop the crossbait.
One great, like I said in the last part, the relationship between them, especially when in the kids sections, someone at Naughty Dog is a Charles Dickens fan. I know, I just know it.
Oh,
Yes, that's right, folks. Charles Dickens actually could write something that brought happiness
Alright.
instead of misery.
alright, guys, let's see if we can get Sam. Yep,
Oh.
Sam, no. No, you hold on! Hold on! Sam! Give me your other arm! Come on, reach! No! Sam!
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't afford to pay Troy Baker too much, so...
Why do you have to keep doing this?
No, I can't. I can't leave him out there.
Your brother is dead. Either come with me or join him. Just have it your way.
So yeah, because of budget cuts, we had to write Sam out of the story early.
So yeah, now you know why Nate doesn't mention his brother. He probably doesn't. It doesn't bring good memories.
Also, yeah, there's
He
not
probably
really...
feels like it's his fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, the foliage. My God, this game looks. I dare anybody to find a realistic-looking game that looks better than this one.
And we jump into the credit sequence.
Any minute now. There we go.
There we go.
That was a fantastic prologue.
And just like The Last of Us, we begin with a credit sequence, like I just said.
A Naughty Dog game.
Uncharted 4, A Thief's End.
All right, guys, ready for one final pirate plundering adventure?
Yes.
Calling it right now, we're gonna have another plundering. Well, I mean, we're already gonna. Oh, hey! I think that's a callback to Uncharted 1 with the sunken
You know,
ship.
everything.
Yeah, right now we're seeing the original trilogy told in drawings. There you go, the El Dorado.
What are you gonna say, Shuri?
Everything about the prologue, including this opening credit sequence here, I mean, a hell of a lot more of a game than than anything that David Cage has done. But this still feels more like a movie than anything David Cage has done.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a movie composer on board.
Well, this was made.
Jackman.
Well, Shiro, this was made by competent people.
True.
Mm.
But of course.
Shambhala
Shambhala.
of Eric Jackman's rendition of this theme, written by Neil Druckmann and Josh Scherer, who also helped him co-write the second game and the first one, right? Dwibs?
Yeah, I think so.
Troy Baker, Richard McGonigal, and Emily Rose, of course.
Well, yeah. Well, poor Joss. I always have to seem to remind people that he exists.
Well, the thing is when someone's the face of the team, it's kind of easy to forget that kind of stuff.
Directed by Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann.
Don't get me wrong. I give full. I love Josh. I'm sure Josh Scherer is a great writer as well. It's just that when Neil Druckmann is always the one being the face of it, Neil and Bruce are always the face of it. It's kind of easy to forget. So yeah, 15 years later, and
Skip forward 15 years, and we are now in Tomb Raider Underworld.
aka 2 years after Uncharted 3. So this is quite a jump.
To say, these are some pretty keen water effects. I mean, they got.
I know, right?
They got.
Chapter 3.
Hey, Pedro.
The Malaysia
Hey,
job.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Just like all those years ago at Crash Bandicoot 1, Naughty Dog have shown that they can do it with the water effects. Basically, for those who don't know, water effects are some of the most praised graphics to this day of Crash Bandicoot.